this is something completely different, and what we're looking at here is the inside of a 1980s arcade game made by Tandy Corporation Limited. And I bought this when I was in America in the 1980s. I was there for 2 or 3 months working, and went into a Radio Shack shop and bought this. And when I brought it back to the UK, it made quite a storm with my kids, and because nobody else had anything like it. Anyway, I found it, taking it to bits and cleaning it up, cleaning all the contacts in it, and we'll put it back together now and give it a go. Well, I put it back together again, cleaned all the switches in it, and it's only got one chip in it, which was what was it, an MP12 127 MS. I don't know if that was made by Tandy or who made that chip, but this is the machine. It's all back together, and it's an interesting history with Tandy and Radio Shack, and leading on indeed to Maplin's, because and Carphone Warehouse as well. They're all kind of mixed up. It's a bit of a jumble, but the Tandy Corporation took over Radio Shack when did they take them over? In the 1970s. The Tandy Corporation acquired Radio Shack in the 1970s, and this arcade game featured 12 games. It says mostly they're chance, they're not skill, and it was packaged in a box, and I don't have the box, with a game board as well for playing games such as roulette. So if we turn it on, it does its turn on sequence, and then of course you can select a game and then bring it back to songwriter or repeat. I think that one is the classic, where you have to do that one, and then a bit like the Simon. Oh, we won't carry on with that, but I'll turn it off. But you can also play tunes on it and play them back. But there it is. It's a nice machine, and on the back of it, indeed, it says "Made in Hong Kong for Radio Shack, a division of Tandy Corporation." So there we go. And some of you may remember Radio Shack shops in this country, which quickly became Tandy, which went into decline. They were the sort of places you could go to buy components, a bit like you used to do in Maplin, if you were making up things. But of course, that was superseded very quickly. People not wanting to make electronics anymore, but to buy ready-made items. As we know, it kind of was replaced by Maplin, a similar sort of job, and you will find one of my earlier videos when Maplin closed down, and I got a stash of stuff from them. Well, something similar happened to this, because the other day someone said to me, "I've got a stash of stuff when Tandy closed down in this country. Would you like it?" And I said, "Yes, please." Behind me, I've got a huge box full of stuff, and the brand name is Realistic, and they produce stuff under a lot of different brand names, but the basic premise of electronic stores selling components was quickly superseded. Maplin's demise was when it went into toys and various other things. I think Tandy tried a mobile phone once, which wasn't very successful. But when I brought this back for my children in the 1980s, they were thrilled by it. Could only afford one then. I didn't buy one each, but they could play with it. The only thing it's lacking is the playing board. Now, I've just been on to eBay, and I found one of these not working, but it's in a box, and it comes complete with the playing board. And you need the playing board for games such as roulette, I think. I'm not sure. Let's go on to that. Let's select roulette. We'll select there, tag it roulette. So let's select roulette and get it to play, and the thing will scan around at a certain speed, and it gets slower and slower and slower. And I suppose if you've got the playing board, you could put your tokens on it and make a bet, and then it slows down, and then it will stop at a particular number, and it's number 5 on the blue. So then it will do it again, and it plays this little tune. Okay, enough of that. But it plays these various games, and it does an organ and a repeat thing as well. But that's my interest because it's taken me right back in time. I'm sorry to be a bit enthusiastic about it, but when this guy mentioned that he had a stash of Tandy X stock, and I think most of it's new but slightly faded, and I'll show it to you in a minute, then I was sold to bits. So I've ordered this other machine, and it should be with me in a couple of days, so I'll show it to you then. But yeah, Tandy, Radio Shack, all these shops really bring back memories, and that's why this is just a little interlude of a video in amongst my repair stuff. So what I'm going to do now is just use this green baize. Oh, by the way, when I opened it up, it came with a spare bulb in there inside. I might open it up and put that back in again in case I need it at any time. But generally, it worked very well. So I'm going to move this green baize, and then I'm going to add item by not item by item, but I'm going to build up a pile of items that are all trademarked realistic. Are they trademarked realistic? I don't know. I think they are. But I'm going to put them on the table to give you an idea of what I've got, and then we'll have another chat. So thanks for watching so far, and this is just a bit of fun really, this video, but I'm enjoying it. So I'll be back with you very soon. Well, thank you for bearing with me through that. You can understand why I didn't want to go through every item individually. I'm going to just pack it away now, but divide it up. Maybe there's lots of optoelectronic stuff here, and there's lots of EPROMs and all sorts of things like that. Probably never ever be used, but it's nice to have this stuff somewhere put away in a case rather than go to landfill. And there's a whole bag of components here as well, of various things. But there we go. That's all. This stuff is marked Archer, but it's also labelled Tandy, and some of it's quite expensive. For instance, these little fibre optics emitter detector set there, £5, and this must have been a few years ago. So I've got a feeling that their components. Oh, there's an EPROM, 64K UV EPROM, priced at £6.49, and probably this was back in the I don't know, late 80s, 90s, maybe a bit later, but quite expensive. And I think that was one of the gripes with Tandy, that their prices were quite expensive. But it's been the start of many, the career of electrical engineers and electronic engineers. I remember in my early days going into shops, and rather than go to a sweet shop, I'd go to an electronic shop and buy a piece of breadboard and some components, get a circuit from one of their books, and build up some simple circuits. And that was my first introduction to electronics, and that led on to a career really, and my interest in it. So there's just a little bit of nostalgia, looking backwards. I know we have to look forwards as well, but sometimes isn't it nice just to look and see, yeah, this was the past, this is what we used to do. Now for younger people watching this now, you must think I'm a bit of a nostalgic nutter. Well, maybe I am, but sometimes it is nice to look back. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this rather bizarre video, and it's been nice making it. I'm going to get back to some proper serious repairs fairly soon, but I thought this would be really nice. And I'd like to thank Mike, who was the guy that donated this stash of stuff to me, and his willingness to pass it on rather than to throw it away. So thanks, Mike, thanks a lot. And also just a big thank you to all my viewers and my subscribers. I really do appreciate it. So until next time, as always, from me, take care.